We are back talking F1 today for the preview of the Hungarian Grand Prix. And this race, it's the McLaren Civil War. It is yet another battle. And if there are, and I can't imagine there aren't any, if there was any ill will between Oscar and Lando, and I truly think there is, it's all started right here in the Hungaroring. As many may remember, this is where Oscar got his first victory. And the and it was pretty much given to him because Lando Norris short pitted on the second pit stop to cover off Hamilton, but in that process was able to jump Piastri, and then the McLarens, the Andrea Stella and Lando's engineer, took the next 15 laps to try to talk Lando into giving that position up, and they made the swap. Pretty much telling me, oh, you're going to need Oscar to win a championship. You're going to need to do this. You're going to need to do that. I just watched the highlights of this race, and it is quite eerie and seems even it I don't want to say eerie, but like almost kind of foreshadowing, sort of irony. That's the one that I'm looking for. That's the word, irony of it, because by the way everything looks, Lando's one window to win a championship was last year, while Oscar was still learning how to be fast in an F1 car. Now, Oscar has learned to be fast. He's learned to be consistent. And now, that ship has sailed for Lando. It's gone. This is Oscar's world. And it's the irony of it with Lando's team saying, you're not going to win a championship by yourself. You need a team. You need Oscar. When now you look at it a year later, it's like, oh, yeah, you're not going to win a championship. Oscar's got you beat. Oscar's better. Which is ironic. As we look at the point standings going into this, 16 points separate Oscar and Lando. And pretty much assuming they go 1-2, which I think they're going to. Assuming they go 1-2, Lando can close the gap by 6. Yeah, 25, 18, 7. 7. Can close the gap by 7, or they can open it up even more. So, I mean, this is... We're going to need Lando to start pulling his weight, to start bringing up Max versus Lewis type battle. And quite frankly, it kind of feels like Lando, he's gotten lucky a few times. And I think that luck is beginning to run dry. I'm going to take Oscar to win again. I don't care where they qualify. Oscar, he's got the balls. He is braver. He has more faith in this car than what Lando does. Oscar's not afraid to send it. I'm taking Oscar to win this race. I'm taking Oscar in every single race from here on out, because I'm playing the numbers. Oscar's going to win more than Lando. Oscar's going to win the championship. I mean, it's... Now, the real question... Now, the other thing that kind of got lost in all the... in everything that was going on with Oscar and Lando pretty much handing the win to Oscar for Oscar to get his first career win, was Max Verstappen. Last year, he finished 5th in this race. Finished 5th. What he felt, Lando pushed him off the track. I think it was Lando pushed Max off the track, or forced him off the track. So Max had to take evasive maneuvers, come back onto the track, and he was ahead of Lando. It got sent to the stewards. Red Bull told Max to swap positions to give the place back to Lando. Max didn't like it, but Max relented, gave the place back to Lando, and then got absolutely railroaded by strategy. Not pitting. The pit strategy was bad. He got put in a bad position. The car was not handling. This is when it really started to show how bad the handling was in that Red Bull. And this could be, this weekend, I think it's only going to be worse. This could be one of those weekends that the rumor mill is going to be rolling again. Now, I get Max came out and said he's with Red Bull in 2026. I mostly believe it, but I'm not ready to say that he is 100% coming back to Red Bull next year. I mean, with as much smoke that has been around Max, where there's smoke, there is fire. And we'll see if the car progresses throughout the year, or whether he actually sees something in the 2026 car that says, okay, Red Bull can get this done. Red Bull can give me a car to win a championship in 2026. We'll see. I am incredibly hesitant. My faith in Mekis is shaking a little bit as a fan of Red Bull after making the decision to switch the setups and go with the higher downforce. I think that costed Max dearly. That cost him any shot. And I get in the last video, a lot of there was a couple people that were kind of questioning that call because it was supposed to be ran in the rain and it wasn't. And here's the fact. Here's a simple thing with this. You don't get to play it safe. You have to take chances at this point. You got to go for it all. And heading downforce at a place like Spa, you're not taking that chance. You have the best driver on the planet. Take advantage of it. Take those risks. Because what do you have to lose? You're not in a position to win a championship. But if you take these home run swings, you might find yourself back in that hunt. But as of right now, it is McLaren, and nobody else. You've got to take that chance. You have got to go for it. Plain and simple. So, as I mentioned, Max Verstappen, he confirms his Red Bull future for F1 in 2026. Like I said, I'm not going to believe it until George Russell is signed long term. Kimi Antonelli is signed long term. And that, and that both the Aston Martin cars are signed for next year. So we'll see we'll see what happens. I'm not ready to completely trust that Max is not going anywhere. But speaking of not going anywhere, Fred Vassar and Ferrari, they agreed to a multi-year contract to extension for Fred Vassar. That one is officially putting an end to Christian Horner to Ferrari rumors that we were mentioning in my video about Christian Horner when Red Bull fired him. So it looks like they're gonna roll with Fred Vassar, and I am okay with it. We'll see what comes of it over the next couple of years. Uh, I think Fred is a very capable team principal. The fact of the matter is, though, you have somebody in Christian Horner who is one of the most successful team principals in the history of F1. And to shake him off I don't think, well, I don't want to say shake him off, but to not consider him would be foolish. And I'm wondering if Ferrari even attempted to speak with him. Of course, Christian could be looking towards Alpine or potentially Aston Martin. Many different avenues. I mean, this isn't the end of Christian Horner. I mentioned that in my previous video, but Christian Horner being in the Ferrari, not going to happen. Yeah, they've renewed his contract. I don't think it says how long, but yeah, I mean the strategy for Red Bull or for Ferrari has gotten a lot better since Fred has arrived. The strategy's gotten better, and yeah. So, all right. So I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. Yep. Max coming back, Ferrari, driver standings, last year's. So, yeah. Like I said, my official pick is Oscar Piastri. I'm going to go Lando Norris second. And I am going to go... Let's see. I'm going to go Charles Leclerc. I'm going to go Charles Leclerc to round out the podium. And I'm going to say Max, he's going to be struggling for points. I think this is going to be closer to Bahrain than other places. I got a bad feeling going into this for Red Bull. So, we'll see if I'm right. Of course, next time we talk F1, we'll know the winner of the Hungarian Grand Prix, and we'll talk about it from there. Until next time, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any Formula 1, football, racing, yeah, all that stuff, all that jazz. We'll see you in the next one.